So I kind of started thinking, hey, well, remember that first-person shooter from the N64? That one that everybody loved? Let's throw that one up on YouTube. Try it. What? What? This? No, wait a minute. No, 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 not that. That one that everybody loved. That one that was just so memorable and yeah, that one. There you go. Oh yes, it is. Well, okay, no, it's not the best version. It's one of those ones that everybody kind of remembers playing, and then tries to forget playing. This is Ampillion, and I'm gonna be playing a little bit of Turok, the dinosaur hunter. Before it went like all weird and crazy. This was the original, and the original was actually pretty fun. I mean, it does have its technical problems, of course. There was a lot of 64 games, well, a lot of early 3D games that had these kinds of problems, but, well, this one, it doesn't hinder it too badly, but it's very noticeable. Obviously, the first thing right off the bat is that, well, all the wall textures are exactly the same and entirely repetitive for 90% of the game. It's not always the same texture, but it's quite dull. And there's clipping, which I think was an original. I don't think it's an emulator issue. You will see a few emulator issues. I'll point those out because sometimes they're kind of hilarious. But so we've got these Triforces, I guess. They're actually like soul shards or soul something or other's spirit chunks. Mortal wound. Hey, sometimes when you kill people with a melee weapon, and hey, we get a key here. Awesome. Let's try to eat it. Whenever you pick up a key, or whenever you attack somebody with a melee weapon, there's a chance that you get one of those mortal wound items. Mortal wound item actually lifts your max health up by 5, and it keeps it there at that high total. Alright, so we've got these wild animals rolling around, and guess what? You can actually shoot them to get health back. I think they're supposed to be like spirits of the earth or something that give you some of their energy to complete your task. I don't know about that so much, but well, we're gonna shoot them and get two health out of them. So there's that. I mean, I'm sure that guy was just running to give us his health too, right? And grenades. See, I don't remember if there's actually any way to use grenades without the grenade launcher. Ooh, a little bit of hang up there. But yeah, I don't think there is a way to use the grenades without the grenade launcher, but I tried poking around with the various buttons and didn't find the grenades themselves listed anywhere, so that's okay. We've got plenty of other weapons and another key to eat. And we get to move on. The first stage is, I think all the stages are actually pretty long, and I'm going to break them down into probably 2 pieces, unless they take longer than that even. But I want to keep them around, 15, 16 minutes. I don't want to make them too long because, well, this is Turok, and it might not be the most exciting game. But it is fun, and I mean, it does have some memorable spots. I particularly liked the weapons for this game, or rather a few specific ones. And I'm hanging out here waiting for the teleporter, or this, portal thing to open up, because it's got a shotgun in it. And some health. These are actually like the bonus stages in the void, or some sort of netherworld. I don't know what exactly this is, but essentially inside these things there's usually just a lot of bonus items, health, weapons, what have you. There's occasionally a few guys, there's some danger, but even if you fall off here, you just start down at the you just start back at the very beginning of this area. You can take some damage, but most of the time, oh, sorry, excuse me. Most of the time, they are pretty much here to... I'm not paying attention enough to kill the guy shooting me in the back. they're mostly there to give you a health boost and occasionally the new weapon or ammo or that sort of thing. So here we just pass through the checkpoint, which means anytime we die, we start right back there, which is handy. And for some reason I always try to jump up there off that block, and you can, but there's no reason to because, well, it's like 900 times easier just to jump up here and grab this shotgun and land on this than... Because most likely that's what you're going to be doing. Sometimes you don't, you know, catch those portals right off the bat. And last time I only noticed that portal because it opened up behind me and made a funky noise, so... Raptors and the human guys, the first level here, are generally not threatening. I mean, most of the humans, well, a lot of the humans are melee. Even the guys with guns aren't too far. Ooh, damn. Alright. Yeah, so this is a fine example of one of the major negative points of this game, and that's jumping puzzles. There is a lot of them in Turok 64. Now, for the most part, they're not really, or well, no, I will take that back. For the most part in this level, they're not fatal. If you miss jump, you will still survive. But later on in the game, I know for a fact that the falls are going to be what kills you more than the enemies themselves. It happens. Alright, let's see, we've got some more ammo and some more guys running at you. You would think that it probably would be a good idea to, you know, get a ranged weapon if you were a human dude. I mean, there's dinosaurs and a Native American with other guns rolling around at you. So it's not like... Yeah, I make the mistake of... There we go. I made the mistake of jumping off thinking that sound was the portal sound. And it's not the portal sound, so... And of course it's the same bonus area that we were in earlier. Which happens sometimes. It's not a guarantee that you'll get a bonus stage that actually has items in it. Sometimes it'll be the same bonus stage you've already been in, and, well, then you just leave. Alright, so now here we have some more ammunition and some jumping puzzles to do. Now these ones will kill you, so you really don't want to miss these. And here we have a save spot. Hey, let's save the game. Alright, we are saved. Lava. Now, lava is actually pretty, well, it's still dangerous, but it's really not all that killer in this game. I mean, you can fall into it, and as long as you jump real quick, you usually won't take any damage. That being said, I don't suggest jumping in it or swimming in it for any long period of time if you want to live, but, well, just don't do that. Giant logs disappear into the earth. Go! Alright, so the red shells here are explosive shells, which means they just do a little bit more damage. I do not believe they actually have any, like, greater range to them, because that explosion is so tiny that, you know, you won't really even notice it most of the time. Here's my Native American ninja skills. We're gonna do a little bit of melee fun. Because, like I said, there's sometimes if you are up in melee, you can actually get those mortal wound and increase your health maximum. In doing so, and it's just so much easier to just run at guys and give them a good knife in the face. Oops, my ninja skills picked up the key by accident. I must devour it. And somebody throws a grenade over my head as the guy wouldn't even face in the correct direction. I don't know how he actually threw a grenade at me. Which is kind of weird. Alright, anyway. Let us move on. For some reason, I think that I can move to this rock, but no. The game didn't have that kind of interactivity. You silly. The evil green Donkey Kong here, however, is a little bit harder to kill with a knife, so let's not do that. It also helps if you actually shoot the enemy with the weapon, so if you're watching this for tips, rule number 1, shoot the enemies with the weapons. Little guys. Let's see, I thought these guys were actually pretty easy to kill with a knife, but they take 2 hits, so it's generally easier just to use the handgun. And we've got a spooky cave. Ooh. Actually, the caves are usually pretty easy areas until you get to ones that have any sort of like jumps in them. Then the jumps can be a little bit more, well, as far as this game is concerned, usually the jumping parts are more fatal than the enemy parts, but that's because of the wonders of jumping puzzles in first-person shooters, especially early ones. You don't do that kind of stuff. It's a no-no. Next time around, if I hit up another video of this, I'm probably going to adjust my horizontal and vertical analog stick like sensitivity, because it is noticeably like a little jerky. I'm trying to aim. Fortunately, the game lets you adjust that sort of stuff inside the game engine itself, which is pretty nice. Pretty nice option for an early game. I mean, it didn't have 100% options, but ooh, here's the fun buff. It's the LSD. And with LSD, of course, there's invincibility. There's also time slowdown. Hey, how's it going, buddy? Oh, wait. No, I'm sorry. Now let us rave out in the open, because it's psychedelic out here. Woo! Alright, so we need to blaze through this area, because there's a lot of guys, well, there's only a couple dinosaurs, but regardless, we need to get up out of this area pretty quickly, because we don't want to hang out here, because guys teleport in pretty often. Lobbing grenades at me, you bastards. Now, if only we could have some draw distance, I could see where I'm supposed to be going. Here we go, this guy guarding the ladder. That's gotta be the worst task ever. Hey, you. Guard this area that's mandatory for the player to go through. There's a good chance you're gonna get shot, sir. Yeah, we'll give you a small Christmas bonus, sure. Alright. Of course, you know, it helps if the player can jump. Jumping puzzles are wonderful. Oh, what? Oh. I'm a little curious as to why my mouse cursor is showing up on fraps. That's generally not supposed to happen. And I blame the felines in this house for coming in and moving it. Alright, so anyway, we've got some beetles. Beetles are very annoying. You can't really shoot them very well. I mean, you can still hit them, but they are very, very low to the ground. So using the knife, much better. There's just a couple more things I want to show off before we call this a video, and that's gonna be, well, not this area, because this is a dead end. I always forget that this isn't AU. The game is very forgiving about where you swing the knife. You don't have to actually be facing the enemy most of the time to actually hit them. But I keep forgetting that that's not the item that I want to show off is not in that area. It's actually in this area. And for some reason, I switched to the bow instead of, you know, the handgun that I wanted to use. Alright, so we get the first level 3 keys. Ta-da! Now we're gonna get one more thing. This way. Underwater, you can't use anything but the knife. So it's not generally a good idea to stick around and fight enemies until you get up to the surface. Once you get up to the surface, you can actually shoot down at enemies without much problem. Even if they're in the water, I guess being above the water breaks the laws of physics, but you know, hey. We've picked up an assault rifle, which unfortunately isn't much different than the pistol, except that it shoots faster. Which is good, because you actually will be fighting some tougher stuff as levels go on, so it's good to have something a little bit more punch to it. Alright, so here we go into the inky darkness. I think we'll call that good for now. So until then, everybody, this is Turok, or I am Turok. Have a good one.